Just fix it.
From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hey, look at us. We did it again. Another 7 days round the sun. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name's Tom. Look at that. It's right there, along with my handle on social media. I'm doing alright. I'm so happy we all made it to Tuesday, and we made it here. Here, to this rectangle. I made it to this rectangle. You guys are like a little rectangle off to the side for me. Text form. I'd like to say hello to everyone in the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat, the night only. I see the man, the myth, the legend, Brian Dermody. Send my best to Marla in Paris. I see Optimum Vision, Brenticus Maximus. Hello, David the Bowie. May your codpiece be as big as David Bowie's was in Labyrinth. Hello, B. Clark for Dark Commodore Amigo. I see you there, Bam Dog. No, you stick it. Welcome back, Bootable. Glad to have you. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to have you here. Hope you've been doing all right. Jonathan Mayer, everyone's friend. Jonathan Mayer's here. Stephen J. Neptune Man. If I didn't shout you out before, Brenticus, I am now. I become Judas Effects here. Refs is Wizards. Let's see, Will Scott's here. We got the All-Star team. Welcome, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Here in a moment, we're gonna watch an entire weekend of WCW television from July 27th and 28th of 1991. Gonna have fun. One thing I'd like to point out, for those in the chat live tonight, if you check your emotes, I believe there should be a couple new ones there for you to use. Both whether you are or are not subscribing. There's a new sub-specific emote, I believe there. If not, I did it wrong. But there definitely should be 2 new emotes for everybody, as my cat, hi Chandrox, as my cat has decided to do a run-in. Hi, Egg. What are you doing? What are you doing, Egg? Anvil Green. Okay, she's bored with this. Look at that. I love seeing everybody bring up the Brad Armstrong emote. We use that anytime we can check an Armstrong off on the WCW Deep Cuts bingo card, as well as that weird guy from the Jolly Rancher commercial. A few weeks ago, somebody requested I make an emote, and he is now there. So, welcome all. We need to get into this, though. Egg, I love you, but I don't know if I have room on you to screen the co-host. Let's go. As always, let me know how the sound is. Got a World Tag Team Championship tournament. I need to scoot over a little bit. We got some Freebirds. Egg, you're gonna knock over everything. Oh, the Hardliners. Dick Murdoch and Dick Slater. Hey, Will Hall. Thank you so much. Just like last week, if you are feeling randy, I do have the virtual tip jar. Again, nothing I'm gonna pester you guys about all night, but it's there. If you want to help out, a couple bucks here and there, I appreciate it. Subs are always welcome, but I'm not gonna beg. The dicks who were dicks. That's right, LJH. Hey, Troy Vang, welcome. I don't know how I feel about how Paul has his hair here. It's definitely tied back to make it look like it's short, but it's clearly not short. Hey, Malsoko, thank you for the cheers. As Egg is back. Egg, you might have to not be there. A lot's happening right now. Egg, you're gonna go here. There you go. Egg is showing hole. Yay. I might get kicked off of Twitch for showing hole.
We're going to have information on the United States Heavyweight Championship. It is going to be a phenomenal 2-hour broadcast.
That kid's picking his nose in the background, the green shirt. I believe he just rubbed it all over his face. Paul Heyman is 25 years old. That is frightening. Thank you for that news, Bam Dog. There we go. The Rat Master. I need to move that over a little bit. Shrink that screen. We can see all of PN News in his glory. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo.
Why?
You know, we saw PN News on my old pal Scotland Green's Pro Wrestling Potluck the other night. In ECW, his brief heel run, where for some reason he wore a Philadelphia Phillies jersey, and instead of a number on the back, he just wrote "sucks." Like it looked, and it wrote "sucks" on the front too, so it just looks like somebody like pranked him. Yeah, check out Scotland Green every Thursday. Look at Brian Carr, that's a badass. Scotland Green, twitch.tv/Mr. Green Mist, every Thursday 9 p.m. for the Pro Wrestling Potluck. Viewer submitted matches, segments, angles, etc., all thrown together into one nice little meal. I heard that. Shout out Matt Camp. If you've not done so already, check out my friend Matt Camp's YouTube channel, The Wrestling Matt. He is live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Does all sorts of cool stuff. Chats live about the current product as well as his experiences in the world of professional wrestling. Does that guy have Randy the Ram tights? It appears so. I wish I could say who told me this. Because I was told to protect their identity. But there's a certain former WCW personality who will every once in a while sneak into my DMs when I post something that strikes his fancy. And I posted a GIF of something from a Brian Carr match a couple years ago. And he DMs me immediately. Brian Carr is the toughest man I've ever met, and I've met the Steiners. So Brian Carr, undercover badass. He was bringing some much needed diversity to the card. Yes, Scuffle and Hillbilly. God, I think I saw it referenced up in the chat earlier. I am still looking for, if anybody has the BET talk show from around this time, where they requested black wrestlers to go on to speak about the plight of the black wrestler in wrestling in 1991, and they sent PN News and Johnny B. Bad, who neither of which are black men. I don't know how much crowd sweating there is. People kind of got into the yo baby yo for a little bit.
And when he hit somebody with that broken record off the top rope.
See a few more folks in the chat. Mr. Wrestling 3, Signal no, Therapy, we all need ya. Yes, Ron Simmons was in WCW at the time. He was the world champion. This was November of 90. No, he wasn't the world champion. He was the #1 contender for the world title in late October, early November of 91. Exactly, Mosoko. How did this company ever get sued for discrimination? Let alone like a half dozen times. People love him.
Fans here love that.
Ron wasn't a replacement.
He is a
Ron was
very
supposed to
outgoing and,
work with Lex Luger at Halloween
somewhat
Havoc.
jovial individual.
Uh-oh, belly to belly.
I'm gonna throw you, and then I'm just going to hug you.
Belly to belly suplex.
And yeah, that is the kind of Brian bringing up something about Brian Carr. PN News, allegedly, WCW, I guess, kind of tried to pass him off as a black man. Brian Carr is darker than he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, the Rapmaster.
Always a big fan of how they started PN News' music before he did the splash. They should have had a match where somebody kicked out at 2. And then the sound guy's like, what am I supposed to do? Go News, go News, go News. You're not supposed to do it to yourself. Me? Yo, shout out Therapy for gifting those subs. Thank you. Thank you, Therapy.
His records should be broken over his head.
Also, shout out Jonathan Mayer. I just got the alert. Thank you for the virtual tip. Appreciate it.
Fans, when we come back here on TBS,
He has PN shaved in the back of his head. And a few years later, he would have Rick Rude's palm on the side of his face. God. Nothing better than a bunch of housewives and somewhere in Georgia just doing this.
We'll be speaking to the York Foundation, and we'll take a look at the Enforcers next on TBS.
All new WCW magazine. I believe I actually got that. I was like 4 years old. My mom found it at the newsstand. She's like, "Here, do you know how to read yet?" Turns out I did.
On TBS, this is Paul E. Dangerously in a press conference with the York Foundation. And Miss York, it's no secret around
That's not a
WCW that
press
the York
conference,
Foundation is
Paul.
undergoing
There's
sweeping reorganization.
only one member of the
Paulie,
press
I'm here to tell
there.
you today about those changes. Recently, Mr. Hughes was purchased from the York Foundation for an
That's fucked
incredible
up.
amount of money.
How much money?
I can't tell you how much money.
Did
There
nobody
was a hush clause.
think about
I
that?
can't tell you how much money. It was a lot. It was a lot. He performed his duties here at the
Hey,
York
Jack
Foundation
Director. Yeah, it's a press conference
like
because
a true
Paul Heyman
professional.
said
We wish
so.
him only
They could have
the
at least put a table
but
there.
it was a great business move for us.
So now you're telling me that Terrence Taylor and Richard Morton are going to be the York Foundation.
No, I'm
Yes,
not telling
purchased.
You mean there's somebody
They
else now?
purchased Curtis Hughes.
Yes.
Or the Harley Race purchased Curtis
I can't tell you
Hughes.
that, Paulie.
You can't tell me. Is it? It's
Miss
here in
York
WCW?
is the
Yes.
future Terry
He's a great
Reynolds.
athlete?
The future
Okay, you think he'll become
Marlena.
the next member of the York Foundation.
She was
Yes, I
a
do
makeup
believe
artist at the
Very
time
well.
for at CNN.
Can't tell you, Paulie.
And
He can't tell us. So what we're gonna do right now?
and
is
she
we're
kind of
gonna-
got wrapped in with the wrestling. I believe she dated Brian Pillman for a little bit. And then her and Dustin
Okay,
Rhodes'
she can't
hearts
tell us, so I
became
can't tell you. What
entangled.
we're gonna do right
And
now? He's great. Oh, well, we're gonna go back. Dustin Rhodes.
it does kind of look like Terry Taylor is a
Can't tell me, I
pompadour.
can't tell you. Let's go back to the ring.
I didn't look, but I'm pretty sure Terry Taylor smirked when they said that the black man was purchased by somebody. There we go, the Enforcers. In my opinion, top 5 WCW entrance song. I have tried to get so many of my indie wrestler friends to use this song for their entrances. This is before they got matching tights, early in the run. My top 5 WCW entrance songs. This one, I would Brad Armstrong's Rap is Crap. The Slutty Trout. Great callback, no use ticket.
Hardliners and the Freebirds still to come.
Rap is Crap,
There's no
Brad,
doubt
this
that team
one.
of Anderson and Zbyszko
I'm trying to
have
think.
their sights set on
I'd
any
have to
championship
think
that
about
may
that.
come along. As a matter of fact, we know
The
from
first 3
last
count
week's
song,
broadcast,
yes,
they challenged
damn
the
dog.
Freebirds to a US
The
title
second
match.
one that Jimmy Hart wrote
And, next week here
in
on the
like a
broadcast,
week?
the
No.
Enforcers will meet the Young Pistols in another of the matches to determine the World Tag Team.
Great call out by Jonathan. Just straight up singlets, no little old school ladies strap on the back of it. Yes, can't get you out of my heart. Like that kind of sounded like a real song. The second one was just some shit that Jimmy Hart like threw together in a closet.
Anderson and Zbyszko last week, I felt, were very impressive.
Oh, the Hollywood Blondes one, was it Satan's son? Ian Weston. If I can remember what week it is in 90, I think 94 or 95, we'll have to watch the Saturday night where Ian Weston. I just recently heard this story. I've seen the match. I thought it was weird. I finally heard the story. Ian Weston was doing jobs for years for WCW, and in 94 or 95, he gets put against Vader, and for some reason he thinks this is the one where I'm gonna go against the grain, and if I no sell and fight back, they'll give me a job. And Vader punches him in the mouth as hard as I've ever seen him punch anyone. Hey, the Red Mafia 37, yes. Good shout out, Brian. That's another good one. The slow jam that Eddie Guerrero came out to. Chavo briefly used it in the end of WCW.
Know what it's like to carry gold around, and I'm not talking about a necklace or a watch.
Larry Zbyszko's theme, that almost like an old school movie opening credits song. That was a good one. That is Bill Alfonso reffing. I'm sorry, I thought I saw somebody else say it. I was out rambling about Ian Weston.
We'll keep our eye on this match. Fans, notice where Anderson and Zbyszko operate.
Yeah, that is Bill Alfonso. I've told the story on here before. A few weeks ago, I was at an indie show where I saw him get dressed at his gimmick table while fans were perusing. Dude just drops trowel and switches his pants. Goes from one ECW button up to another.
Enforcers half of the ring.
Shout out to Arn for lightening the little tufts at the top of his head.
They don't care who they wrestle, if it is the Freebirds.
Yeah, culture definitely moved slower back then, where you could drop a Mr. T reference 4 or 5 years after his prime, maybe even 6, and it's still kind of a thing. I like this variation on the abdominal stretch, even if I don't think he's doing it on purpose, with both arms tied down.
By unscrupulous means by the enforcers.
Awesome. Glad to see those are working. Glad to see those shorts are working. New WCW Deep Cut shorts on YouTube every Monday and Wednesday. Glad to have you here, Red Mafia.
Anderson's a lucky man. Look at the great tag team partners he's had over the past few weeks. Me, myself, Larry Zbyszko. This guy's on a roll.
I haven't heard him mention the success he had.
Thank you, Signal No.
He's a modest man, and now he's
Arn Anderson is 32 years old. This guy is 2 weeks away from being 37.
He's one of the dirtiest players in the history of World Championship Wrestling.
That guy's 5 years older than I am right now.
But these guys tell you what they're going to do. They tell you they're going to go to the ring, they're going to wrestle.
Holy shit. And Sonny Trout was probably in his 20s. Gotcha, I can call you Signal. Okay, I will try to remember that.
As they can. And if it takes them 10 or 15 minutes to do that, that's exactly what they want.
I try to call people by their given username unless they tell me otherwise.
Got a modified camo clutch, putting tremendous pressure again on the lower back of Weston.
Arn's little sweaty tuft just flopping around like a little snake up there.
Anderson spine buster, tailor-made for their type of offense. And you can tell that Anderson and Zbyszko have spent a lot of time in strategy sessions, doing videotapes, preparing for each and every match.
Did you say doing videotapes?
But I personally think that
he's like a porno guy? I was a WCW kid, Red Mafia. If you can't tell, but no. I didn't I watched the WWF when I was a kid because it was wrestling, but no, I was definitely a WCW kid. The only fight I've ever been in my life was Ian Weston's performing fellatio on himself.
Move right here.
Some kid in kindergarten was talking shit on Sting. And he was a bootleg Hulk Hogan, and that I was Canadian because I liked Sting. And I threw a punch. It was the saddest fight. I was just gangly, chubby kindergartner. Sting rules. Hey, Justin.
The question is, can their opponents do anything about it?
See, typically for you, I say bootable because it's fun to say bootable. But if you prefer Justin, I'll say Justin. There we go.
Got him in the spine buster slam. This team will meet the Young Pistols next
I was
week.
in 5th or 6th grade when the NWO and DX popped off and everybody liked wrestling. Look at Art, he looks demented.
Bisco going through Ian Weston and Sonny Trout. Anderson picking up Weston right here, working on the lower back. Beautifully.
It is beautiful to say bootable. It's just fun. Bootable.
Zabisco throwing the opponent into the rope. Anderson picking him up the spine thruster, working on
the spine thruster. Arn's doing tapes. He's got the spine thruster. He looks like that. I think Arn's a porno guy.
I've been very impressed in recent weeks, ladies and gentlemen, watching the Enforcers in action. We heard their challenge to the Freebirds for the United States Tag Team Championship next week on the
Hell yeah,
broadcast.
Dreamcast Ultra. Best spine buster in the game right
They will
there.
take on the Young Pistols. Larry Zabisco, Arn Anderson have to be leading contenders for any championship they choose to go after.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Ross. Once upon a time, there was a creature that walked the face of the earth.
Larry Zabisco,
and he was
ready to
fierce,
tell us a
and
Wikipedia
he was
entry.
the kind of guy that would look death in the face and spit in its eye. And his spirit sat on the horse next to Attila the Hun and rode in the car next to Frank Nitti. And slowly technology has beaten this creature down to where in the 1990s, he's on the top of the endangered species list. And I'm talking about the real man.
Larry Zabisco out here throwing out frickin' MAGA speaking points. Masculinity is dead. The Olympics are satanic. Yeah, Larry's 39 here, only a couple years older than I pretty much am now.
You know what? When the pen fails, the world calls in the
Would it
enforcer.
surprise you that Larry Zabisco is a conspiracy nut?
The bottom line is, in amateur sports, sportsmanship is the way to go.
Why are you so mad?
But in a grown man sport, professional wrestling,
There's a kid behind Arn mean mugging.
with the most toys. I'm talking about the U.S. belts. I'm talking about the world belts. I'm tired of covering
This is
everybody
still the
else's
era
butt.
where
I'm looking after me.
America and the
I'm
world
looking
had their own
after him.
separate championships.
The
Hey,
only
Tugboat
thing I have,
Facts.
please, is my banker, and that
I'm a big Enforcers fan. I don't think the Enforcers got their due. My favorite wrestling match of all time is the Enforcers versus Steamboat and Dustin from the Clash, November of '91. I've watched that match over 100 times in my life.
World Championship Wrestling Control Center. I'm Gordon Soley. 2 titles.
Gordon looks a little too
This week,
comfy
no
here.
question about it. The World Tag Team Championship,
Like,
formerly held by the
they got
Steiner
him a
brothers
chair with
and
the back
US
on it, and he's
Heavyweight
just
Championship.
leaning.
I might point out that later today, on World Championship Wrestling, the first of the tournament matches to determine the new World Tag Team Champions will take place. And today it will be the Freebirds going up against...
Hey,
the
Drugs,
Hardliners.
welcome.
One of these teams
Shout
will
out
be
to you.
eliminated later on today. And of course, due to the situation in Baltimore at the Great American Bash, Lex Luger now has to vacate the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. And I might point out that
In no
10
way
names
is
have
this
been
man
selected
wearing
to
pants.
Go into a one-night
Yeah,
round-robin
at least 3
tournament to be
kamikazes
held at
in.
the Omni in
They're
Atlanta,
just
the last
empty
American Bash
bottles.
on August 25th.
You could probably hear
Those
rattling.
names are these: Barry Windham, Nikita
What a
Koloff,
way to list a tournament.
Beautiful Bobby,
Couldn't even
Arn
like
Anderson,
move the
Dustin
font
Rhodes,
around in a way to resemble a
Sting,
tournament bracket. Nope, just
Stunning
here's
Steve,
the list.
Diamond Stud,
Good evening,
He-Man,
Bowser Extension.
and the Yellow Dog. Now, there's one place left, and that will be determined tonight on World Championship Wrestling when Johnny B. Bad takes on
The Yellow
Terrence
Dog,
Taylor.
yes. So Brian
Two
Pillman
totally
lost
contrasting
a
styles
Loser
of
Leaves Town
competition.
match
We're gonna take a look
around
at
this
some highlights
time,
of
and
both of these men in
right after
action
that,
in
a
the
mysterious
squared
masked
circle.
man named the Yellow Dog.
But he's not wrestling on a
Came
scaffold right
around.
now. He's making an example out of Johnny Meadows.
Johnny Meadows. What? Johnny Meadows wearing cutoff jeans?
Terrence Taylor being harassed
The
by
local
fans here at the
softball team
Coliseum.
giving
I'm
him
not too
shit?
pleased with the recent action of the York Foundation either. Suplexing Meadows back in is Terrence. Another guy that
Yeah, it looks like
doesn't sign
cutoffs
autographs
with
any longer,
tights
drops a
underneath.
knee right to the face of Johnny Meadows.
With like
And if
fringe.
there was ever a great supporter
Like
of Terrence
1991
Taylor,
Darby
it'd have
Allin.
to be the host of this show, Mr. Jim Ross. And here's another one of your friends.
Oh, Johnny Meadows fighting back.
You like, who sold everybody down the drain.
So what's your point about it? Is everything referred back to me?
The point
You
is,
blooming idiot.
is that all these people
Bloomin'
that you have so much
idiots.
trust in, all these people
Dr.
that
Bomb
the
by Terry
fans look
Taylor, a
up
move
to,
that he would do
got
whenever
bought out by the
he was in a
money
territory
from
that
his
Steve Williams was
Alexandria,
not.
York. And that's what the
Like
night
literally,
is
like,
all
like if
about.
Steve Williams and him were in the same promotion and Steve left, like a week later, Terry would start doing the Dr. Bomb.
York Foundation becoming one of the strongest units in WCW.
Beautiful. Gordon Soley smelled like the penny slots corner of the reservation casino at 3 in the afternoon on the first Friday of the month.
With some insulting kicks to Chad Floyd. I don't think he's going to bruise him or anything.
We're just
but
showing
certainly is
highlights of
humiliating.
these dudes' squash matches in the control center. We're gonna see them wrestle in a little bit. Why do we need to see this?
And notice how everybody here in Macon is so happy to see their hometown hero. Look how many people are saying, "You're number one, Johnny. You're number one."
Get it? They're flipping him off. Womp, womp, womp. There's Nick Patrick just watching this
Power slam by
massacre.
Johnny B. Bad. And he comes at you with a flurry.
All right, Stephen J. Neptune with our time capsule of the evening. This day in sports. On the 27th July 1991, the Yankees beat the California Angels 12-10. The Mets beat the Padres 4-0. The number one song in America was "Everything I Do for You" by Bryan Adams from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves soundtrack. I hate Nick Patrick. I don't like him. He is bad at counting to 3. He is bad at pretending to officiate a pretend fight.
Well, two sharply contrasting styles, but you take away the flamboyancy.
What he's
of Johnny
trying to
Bad,
say is one of them's
the
gay and
matchup,
one of them's
so that's going to
straight.
be quite a match tonight to determine which man will then go into the one-night round-robin tournament for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship.
That's not a round-robin
by Lex
tournament.
Luger, and that will take place
An 11-man round-robin tournament
Omni in Atlanta. You start to
would
think
be
of
the
heritage
longest
of the
show
US
in wrestling
Heavyweight
history.
Championship. Such greats as Wahoo McDaniel, Nikita Koloff, Lex Luger, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and many others who have gone on to eventually become the world heavyweight champion. So the
Will
US
Hall says, if Mark
heavyweight
Murrow learned how to work normally
himself
instead of learning how to be
is
Johnny B. Bad, do I think he would have had a better, longer career? I don't think that was the issue with his longevity. I think even if he came in as Johnny B. Bad, Reno was gonna skyrocket over him the second Vince put her on TV. Just him and Russo were real perverts about her. LJH. If you ask Gordon Soley what a round robin was, he probably thinks it's a drink.
Both together, come on. Right up. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Okay, Masolka, at least Slamilton was split into 2 shows the years that I went.
Man, that's one heck of a try, Chad. As I said before,
We're just bringing Bill Kazmaier's weightlifting buddies
See if I can do this a couple of times.
out to lift heavy shit, and they're all wearing Lex Luger shirts.
The strongest man in the world, Remember,
Isn't Lex Luger a heel?
On each side. Oh my.
Man.
That's insane. Even if it's gimmicked.
9, 10,
Like,
11, 12,
Bill Kazmaier was a
13,
damn monster.
14, 15. Ladies and gentlemen, that is
I loved
incredible.
watching, like, when they would air like the 70s and 80s World's Strongest Man shows as I drop shit on ESPN2 when I was a kid. I ate that shit up. Like the one year where Billy Graham went on there and was just not great. Gordon's only 62 here. Hey, he looks it.
Heavyweight championship. It will be Johnny B. Bad.
I did. I was a big fan of Cheap Seats with the Sklar brothers. Their Mid-South episode was fantastic, as was the World's Strongest Man stuff.
It is set for one fall. Introducing first the chairman of the board of the Diamond Exchange.
There we go, Diamond Dallas Page
And he represents weighing
with the Diamond Stud.
the Diamond
Imagine telling somebody around this time that, like, 6 years later, these guys would be drawing millions at the top of this company. I think some Cheap Seats might be on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw a few episodes on there, but yeah, it is sad that that's all lost.
298 pounds of twisted steel and
Well, your mom dated a World's Strongest Man? That's amazing.
That's right, we're searching across the country and around the world for a stud.
Yeah, I think if Scott Hall would have come along in another era, he would have been world champion and been good at it.
Slow down now, baby.
But
now, this is a real
he just
man.
happened to come up in an era where, like, there were 30 main event guys.
Are you ready? Now reach in on 3 and give it a yank up top. 1, 2, 3.
Kids watch this show.
Good God.
Reach in there and give it a yank.
Wonderful. You were marvelous, but see ya.
I guess she didn't pass.
Give him a yank.
Apparently not.
Shout out to Jort's camera operator. From the Kennel Club, it's the Yellow Dog. Just happened to be coming out to Brian Pillman's music. And normally you could say, hey, that's a clue, he might be Brian Pillman, but this is WCW, where everybody just shared music.
Here on TBS, and interestingly enough, the United States Heavyweight Championship Tournament will be held in a one-night affair.
Yeah, they got like banned from doing shit like that at Disney. Like Rick Rude could barely do any of his spiel at Disney. I don't think he could even call people sweat hogs most of those tapings. Yes, the Yellow Dog, that's right, no, you stick it. If you've never seen the unedited version of Great American Bash 91, Yellow Dog says some awful things about homosexuals.
Coming out to make sure that this stays one-on-one.
I saw that. There's a new Pillman. They should do, like, if they're gonna do all these obscure characters, like frickin', if they're gonna do Golga, I think we're due for a Yellow Dog figure, even if it's like the Terry Gordy Executioner figure, where it's like Pillman and then it comes with the soft goods you can put over as the Yellow Dog. I'm all for it. I think you can pull it off.
To intimidate the Yellow Dog. There has been tremendous speculation that the Yellow
Yeah, Eric
Dog
Bischoff's
is
full of
indeed
shit when it comes to most
Brian
things.
Pillman.
Most things.
I tell you what, the Yellow Dog.
Yeah, even if Golga's a Build-A-Figure, that's still like... And I love John Tenta. It's a wild choice for a figure in 2024.
Well, if he takes the mask off and it is revealed to be...
Oh, I am... Yeah. I would love to get that big Bubba figure. Put that in the collection of figures I'm going to put up someday when I get Office Space after the kids move out.
Petitions from all over the country.
I know my figure terminology just because I don't have a big collection. I know about soft goods and
there is the Z-Man, who would
EPC codes and all that stuff.
Go to hand-to-hand combat with the Diamond Stud here.
And notice the stud is not backing up.
Tom Zink is wearing his street tights. as opposed to his ring
A lot
tights.
of intestinal fortitude.
And since July the 14th, we have had a lot of controversy surrounding the total package Lex Luger. That's a gross understatement, but Paulie's going to be talking to Lex Luger and company. A little
Like,
bit
they
later
couldn't even
broadcast.
sew ears
Because he
on that
wouldn't
mask.
Come out here tonight in front of 10 or 11,000 people.
Brian,
And
there's
you
something
or
about
anybody else
DDT's
interviewed,
DDP's
the
whole
only
thing
great
that
one
here especially I can only
I didn't
describe
care
as
to talk to him,
acid
so that's
wash.
fine with me. Good move there by the yellow dog, driving his head right up to the jaw.
Like,
the 298-pound diamond stud drop kicks him outside. And again, the
if you
Simmons
didn't know
out here for the
that DDP was like a nightclub guy before he got into wrestling, you could figure it out pretty easily. That's something I think, like, the major guys or like Zombie Sailor or one of those companies needs to do figures of like the Fire Pro bootleg characters, or like Brakowski from WCW NWO Revenge. I think those would sell to like a niche audience. Oh, that could have been bad. Troy to the World, I don't remember having any WCW figures growing up. Did not have an outlet back then. So around this era, there were Galoob figures, like these little, like, tiny plastic fellas. Which is infamous. One of my favorite weird action figure stories is they had everybody come in for like test shots, and for some reason Doom wore sweatpants and sneakers. So their figures are Ron Simmons and Butch Reed wearing sweatpants. And then like around 95, they signed the San Francisco Toy Makers deal. And I remember finding all those big hard rubber ones in like Walmart. And Bowser, I have seen Tinta's Attitude Era Dark match. Yeah, he lost a bunch of weight. He was moving well. I think him losing all that weight maybe worked against him, though. Like maybe Vince didn't think he was as big and imposing anymore.
This guy's gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah, the infamous vibrating figures from the NWO era. I had the Giants.
Opportunity to take the entire family to see all the stars of WCW in this once-a-year spectacular as Diamond Dallas Page looks on.
Look at that head of hair. That is a mane.
Very effective move by the Diamond Stud. It is simplistic yet effective with someone with his leverage and strength advantage.
Simplistic and
Again,
effective.
in the bear hug, working on the
I've had people refer to me that way.
Yellow Dog is in tremendous pain. Look at the power of the Diamond Stud. Keeps his legs
I did not know that
apart.
signal.
Gives himself all
That
the
Brakowski is
power, all
supposed
the
to be
leverage
Kodo
necessary
Fuyuki.
to make the Yellow Dog
Did not know
quit.
that. Yeah, Scott Hall, for a gigantic man, he just kind of worked like a normal-sized guy. Bumped around for everybody. Hey, Teo Cham, welcome.
Whoop my foot.
I was thinking about him just the other day. You know?
Oh, yeah, just the other day. Yeah, when you were visiting Pete Rose at the rehab center in Cincinnati.
Oh,
You
gosh.
said, hey, how's Flying Brian? He said, you should know. You see him wrestle every Saturday night on TV as the Yellow Dog. Whoa.
Those like old cloth masks seem like they were not fun to wrestle in. Like, especially a dude like Brian Pillman with all that hair under there. Must have been so gross. And he took his mask off.
Right above the heart and then stomps him in the head. Boy, this is an awesome athlete.
He's
As
a
the Z-Man,
brick.
I'm sure would agree with.
Owski. I did not, but now I'm going to whenever I see that character reference, Brian.
Use his quickness. Hasn't been able to do that. It has been a very
I would love to know whose handwriting that is
especially on the part
on the back of
the
Stud's
methodical
tights.
Diamond Stud.
That says Stud with like the sparkle
Smart
paint.
move right there. He's weakened the back with the bear hug, and now the
I
Diamond
wouldn't be
Stud with
surprised
abdominal
if
press.
like Lexus King eventually does a yellow dog thing
One would think someone
in
that
NXT.
big wouldn't have to use the ropes for additional leverage.
Hey, someone that big wants
Bowser Extension. I was looking over WCW's 99 roster. when was Ultimo Dragon's injury? I think it was just like an accumulation thing. Like there's a point in like mid '98. He just starts wrestling with a giant elbow pad on, and then by like into that summer, he's just gone completely. And that doctor fucked up his arm, like cut one of his nerves.
Control of the match at this point in time.
Yeah, whoever wrote that on the back of Stud's tights, big letters for STUD, and then it's like, oh shit, I don't have enough ass left for the second D.
Broadcasters, the illustrious Gordon Solik and the Yellow Dog trying to use some leverage.
Got him.
Could not get him down.
One, two.
Yeah, that Ultimo Dragon elbow pad. It would look like the Randy Savage one from that WrestleMania with Hogan, where he had the infection because of shooting up in his arm.
Yellow Dog, in your own words.
Who's Diamond Stew? I believe the referee is Mike Adkins. He is the accumulation of all of the other WCW referees into one, with the mullet and the mustache.
Doesn't back up. He comes up straight ahead no matter how large the opponent might be. Always exhibiting tremendous intestinal fortitude. Both men missing the clotheslines. High knee. Got the big man down on one knee. Couple of thunderous chops. Got the ropes for leverage.
Oh.
Oh, great.
When did companies start hiring smaller refs? Around like this time. Like WWE was better about it because Vince was all size conscious. But also, this is around the time where like the big companies actually got to hire their own referees and not just use whoever the state athletic commissions picked. That's a shitty chokeslam.
He tripped the Yellow Dog, and now he's got the mask off.
He got it off. He got it off. Get a close-up. Get a close-up.
He yanked it.
He's got the mask. But the Z-Man has taken his
Why is he wearing tights? Those are Rougeau-looking tights. Yes. Whoever called that out in the chat earlier. Yanked it from the top. He did. I didn't. Could have been Mr. Hughes.
That does it. Fire each and every one of our cameramen. Why didn't we have a close-up on that?
That'd be wild if they did fire all the cameramen and then the show was just like a camera in the apron. Seriously, that was sick. Like, that could have been real bad.
From there, he belongs to the Diamond Stud. Now look, the guy has a towel around his head.
You can't say
Mr. Wrestling 3. I'm positive that was Ron Simmons. Not almost like, I think, legit 6'5", 6'6". So like in wrestling speak, it was like 6'7", 6'8". I always heard like in the locker room, like Scott Hall sat like so like shrugged over, that like if you didn't, like you never saw him stand up, you would think he was like a small person. The wrestling hotline again, not the wrestling fun line.
I'm standing here in the media room with the total package.
The media room.
And, sir, after winning the heavyweight championship of the world, a number of your journalists.
It's like he saw one basketball post-game show.
To find you, quite surprisingly, inaccessible.
He's just throwing all those words out.
Posted at your door, and if someone were to be so lucky as to get into your
Here's Harley Ruse, the man. Harley Race, the man who bought Mr. Hughes.
Say this: a lot of his so-called friends are going to find him absolutely inaccessible. This is right now.
Yeah, imagine if Lex was wearing green trunks.
Wrestling, the total package. Lex Luger.
Yes, the famed.
Example of this
what is it? Not interspecies wrestling.
We're talking about
the other ISW, the one from the 90s that Cornette met his wife through. God, what is? Anyways, ISW. They did like a bunch of fucked up gimmicks, like the abortionist. But like their champion was Harley Race.
I had the skills. I had everything it took.
all along. I've been in the driver's seat since day one in this sport, and all Harley did was reach up in that visor, flip them keys down, put it in my hand, and said, go get it. Not only go get it, but take it by the throat! And that's what I did against Barry Windham, and that's why...
Yeah, Luger does not care at all here. Incredibly strange wrestling. Thank you, Justin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for...
Yeah, I saw, I think Missy tweeted the picture of her and Luger. I'm so happy that, like, all these wrestlers who, like, hated Lex Luger years ago are just happy hanging out with him now. He's so nice. Dustin Rhodes. Again, this is the era where you could just buy your ring jacket from the mall. Black Bart, who was under contract at this point. Supposed to be 1/3 of the Desperados. Looking for old Stan Hansen. And then they aired the vignettes. Stan Hansen's like, this shit's stupid.
Star State will be out in droves to support one of their native sons, the undefeated natural, and the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, young Dustin Rhodes.
LJH Desperados.
For fans looking back at that interview, I
WCW come to
a one-word description of that whole situation, and that's all I'm going to reply. I mean,
that's a good point, Scuffle and Hillbilly. Dusty's dude against Dusty's son.
Dustin cranking it down a notch on the ears.
Black Bart, no, that your signal. You're thinking of Tex Slazenger, aka Dennis Knight. Black Bart is still among us, 76 years old.
And
wow.
He's got quite a thing with the York
yeah, it was
Foundation.
Dutch Mantel, Bart, and Deadeye Dick, who was Randy.
I made my
not Randy Mulkey.
What did you say?
Moondog.
Dustin Rhodes, as I was mentioning, has had some problems with the York Foundation. He was
somebody will say his name in a second.
York. He has
43.
Said no.
And he looks it.
York Foundation, I guess, could be his motto.
Randy Colley, thank you, Mr. Wrestling 3. I don't know why I wanted to call him Randy Tully. Randy Colley. Thank you.
With Dustin, he'll be ready for them. Good counter move.
Black Bart, those of you who don't know, he trained the Necro Butcher to wrestle in Texas in the late 90s.
And Black Bart has requested the timeout, which is non-existent.
Black Bart really had it figured out. Like, if you're Black Bart, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to work out. You don't have to buy tights.
Well, the respect for the rules.
Yeah, some of those ISW gimmicks do not age well at all.
Championship committee before a specific match, and there's no timeouts in this match.
Hey, Mr. Core, welcome. AKA the Big Core. Calling each other Mr. Being formal tonight.
Have the leverage advantage, but I would think Bart would be a little stronger. You know, he's a 301-pounder.
That's one cool thing about wrestling, especially in this era, is like heavy dudes like Black Bart, they could be strong. Whereas in like every other television show, they are the butts of chips. But like Black Bart here, he's a chunky boy, but he can be physically strong because he is Fried McGriff. Thank you so much for following. Appreciate that. Appreciate bringing the half-eaten crackers and the half-drinking soda.
Maybe about the 24th of August.
Exactly, Signal. Yeah, World's Strongest Men never looked ripped.
Jim Ross. Oh, now that's not fair.
Good move there. He just outsmarted Black Bart. Right back
I think that's kind of what he was going for. Like Black Bart, like his thing was he was like Stan Hansen in the territories that didn't have Stan Hansen.
You know why he stomped on his fingers, don't you? So Black Bart can't pick up his telephone and dial your 900 number and hear all your predictions.
Look at the size of that belt buckle. I could not imagine wrestling with a belt buckle. Like taking bumps and like sitting up and having that thing dig into you.
Did you ever tell the truth?
I love working with you. You're my favorite person.
Like how? Like Nick Patrick, of course. Nick Patrick's the referee. He doesn't give a shit.
Fans will be having
he could have had a machete on him.
Version of the WCW Top 10, and I'll let you in on a little secret.
Get off the tights. I don't give a shit that you're wearing a TV tray on your pants. But get off those tights.
proud of him for that and congratulate him for his accomplishments. But again, Black Bart, much in the same position he was in last week.
You think WCW tried to send Black Bart to BET?
Well, I might add, it was seemed to be very popular here last week on the broadcast. But in any event,
Black Bart with one of those cane uppercuts.
One would think. Oh, those stinging rights. And then that Bonnie elbow.
How?
I wonder where he got
I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Yeah, we talked about the Desperados a minute ago.
Irish whip. Bart goes for it all and got
where State Hanson's like, yeah, your guys' story's stupid, but you produced a bunch of vignettes, so air them, whatever.
On Tuesday, look out, Texas.
Yeah, that belt buckle looks like the New Japan TV title, the one with like the rectangle on the front of it. That's what Black Bart's belt looks like. Yeah, most power lifters don't look like Lex Luger. They look like a Black Bart or a Makan Singh, Norman the Lunatic. Black Bart has a better score. Thank goodness. Black Bart deserves a better score in cage match than Nick Patrick. Or wait, no, 3.2 points less. That's bullshit. I thought you said Nick Patrick had 3.2. Nick Patrick has like a 7 something?
For the current week as compiled by promoters and members of the WCW Board of Directors. The number 10 man.
The closest anybody has come. So look at the top 10. Dustin Rhodes. I'm gonna move my shit just so we can see that there.
The number 8 man. Johnny B.
Bad at 8.
Preceded by the number 7 man. The World Television.
I don't like this because they don't have the hometowns and the weights.
Down 1 notch this week.
Doesn't feel as official.
Number 6 spot, the one-man gang from
to answer you, Bulldog, I think the closest anybody's come to using a bulldog like that as a finish, and it's not the same bulldog, but the Scotty Duhati thing before he has the worm, that's the closest.
Preceded by the number 2 man.
Hey, Shivan Haven, thank you so much for the follow.
The number 1 ranked contender.
Glad to have you. Barry Windham, the number 1 ranked wrestler in WCW.
That's a look at the WCW Top 10.
Oh yeah, I love the top 10. When they stopped doing the top 10, I would make my own top 10s. Shivan Haven, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. I never beg, guys. I never beg for him, but I put him in a little syringe and shoot him up my butt cheek. Bam. Fried McGriff in the chat. Yes, Big Train Bart. I think we've seen one Big Train Bart match on the stream before. He wore blue jeans and a red kerchief. Because he was a train conductor. Toot toot. Tony Mello. Thinking of a chubby guy who's not ashamed of it. Body positive. This guy's like, look at this. Hell yeah. Glad to have you here, Shivan Haven from Atlanta. Must have been awesome growing up in Atlanta during this era.
Yeah, you know, for all those doubters out there who think, oh, I've seen better wrestling. I tell you what, you want us to show you.
Tony Mello teaming up with our video.
This Thursday night in Springfield and Friday.
Yeah, Tony Mello's great. I'm a Tony Mello guy.
Rich tradition.
Tony Mello and Big Josh look really sleazy in completely different ways.
We will, huh? Yeah, we will. Great wrestlers like me will be there.
He just kicked him in the balls. That was bullshit, Randy Henderson.
I have to tell you, he's really got his hands full with a.
Did you see that? And then he locks up.
You know, I amassed a heck of a streak at the Great American Bash this year.
Yeah, for your life.
Judas Effect. Yeah, Big Josh had real bears at I believe a Super Brawl. They were like trained bears, and like they were like led to the ring, like there were trainers there. But yeah, they had real bears. Hey, Stratosphere, welcome to the chat. Big Josh was the first Doink, yes. He only got the bears once or twice, I believe, Big Core.
Come into a wrestling ring wearing lager boots.
Could you imagine Big Josh going on the Bruise Cruise and having a swimsuit on and one of those nice Caribbean.
Why are we?
Yeah,
Jim Ross is like, could you imagine Big Josh on the Bruise Cruise in his swimming trunks? Oh boy.
And we know you're not going to pay full price to go.
If I don't have a coupon, I ain't going.
Yeah, Steve Austin was TV champ. He got like a real long run. I think that's why Josh didn't get one, was because like Austin got the really long run.
To infuriate Big Josh, I think, is a big mistake on Mello's part.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, Big Josh has
Mello
right now is doing anything in his power to just keep Big Josh away from him. He doesn't want the big powerhouse to get his hands on him and hurt him.
So that's why he holds him in the corner, so he can't get his hands on him.
Because we've got a dynamic second half here.
That's a good thing to ask, Will Hall. Would Big Josh wear the flannel at the pool at the Bruise Cruise with his swimming trunks? I was always a big fan of this. I like that Matt Bourne, like, at least researched like shit that loggers did and tried to like incorporate it into the offense.
To calm down. Why does he lose his temper so quickly?
I do think it is wild that Big Josh kind of disappeared from WCW around the time that Home Improvement came on the air. Because imagine, you could kind of retool the Big Josh thing a little bit, and he could do like a Richard Karn gimmick, like an Al Borland thing.
The Freebirds in the World Tag Team Title Tournament. Johnny B. Bad and Terrence Taylor for the final qualifying position for the U.S. heavyweight tournament.
I love when he would power saw guys into discs.
TBS, and Big Josh has become very dominant.
There we go. He's gonna drop his ass. He always seemed really happy when he won matches.
Please don't ever let this guy break into the top 10. Can you imagine this guy holding a title? Oh, man. Right into the collarbone, driving Tony Mello down into the mat. From there, Big Josh. Oh, Tony. Look at this. That's why you outlaw those boots. They have no place in a wrestling. You know what kind of damage that can do. And there it is. The big butt drop. Wham! And a 1-2.
Oh, yeah, he did get him right in the chin. Oh.
So we come back. The World Tag Team Title Tournament begins.
World Championship Wrestling presents.
Yeah, that sucked.
All across America.
They call him Tony Mello because that's the only words he could pronounce. After Big Josh lands ass first on his jaw.
Is the place to be in Springfield, Missouri, Thursday, August 1st, to check out Sting.
Dylan Stores.
On tour. The Hardliners will be in action at the Municipal Auditorium.
Again, I love they just advertise one team or one wrestler. So in New Orleans, all you know is the Hardliners are going to be there. They just come out and like talk for a couple hours.
San Antonio, Monday, July 29th. See Johnny B. Bad and the rest of the WCW stars. Rick Steiner is on the card at the Coliseum in El Paso.
And only Rick Steiner will be in El Paso. Only Rick Steiner.
The Veterans Memorial Coliseum in
That
Phoenix.
sucks. Twitch, get your shit together. Get your all your apps in sync. They want you to buy the WCW magazine, but they don't want you to know what it looks like.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to World Championship Wrestling.
Like these WCW graphics are like the AEW promotional tweets now, where it's like they post the graphic, but they also post like a whole wall of text.
See, I can sit here and tell you that there are teams from Japan, from Mexico, from Canada, from Australia, from all over the world that want to be in this tournament, but you already know that. What a tournament this is going to be.
Yeah, that's why. That's the real reason why it's fried, is because they're running the same show every night. But they could at least like... You'll see Rick Steiner against Lex Luger in this town, and the Hardliners against the Steiners in that town.
Bylaws of World Championship Wrestling that the Steiners must indeed be stripped of their titles. I've been inundated with cards and letters from people saying that they're extremely unhappy over the fact that I had suggested that the Hardliners were correct in their assumption that the Steiners would be stripped. Let me now go to the bylaws.
Wait, the Hardliners are going around talking about the Steiners being stripped? I'm a pervert. Oh, this is an actual rule from the WCW rulebook. Any WCW championship must be defended by a champion. Minimum of one time every 30 days. Failure to comply will result in the championship being declared vacant.
Sanctioned championship must be defended by the champion or champions a minimum of one
Hello,
time every 30
Sophiane
days.
13D. Welcome.
in the championship.
Thank you so much
being
for the
declared
follow and
vacant.
pop it up in the chat.
It has been declared vacant, and now, of course, a tournament will be held to determine the new tag
Sophie
team
Ain, glad to have you.
Certainly unfortunate for the Steiner brothers, but it was a book rule. WCW had no alternative.
It was a
Paul,
book
what kind of match do you
rule.
think this is going to be?
One of them damn book rules. Listen, if I am to find out that there is an actual WCW rule book, like in like a warehouse somewhere, you best believe we're gonna do some crowdfunding to get that
One half of
thing.
the Hardliners, the tournament has started. The countdown is on for the World's Tag Team Championship belts. It is a tournament. I can't understand it because they had to script the Steiners.
I can't understand what a tournament is.
The sissy couldn't show up. They should have given it to us. That's right. But now we're going to have to go through a tournament. We're going to have to go through a lot of great tag teams.
Even Syracuse, thank you for upping your sub. I'm gonna have gynomastia or whatever that thing's called from all the shit I'm shooting up in my butt cheeks.
You know, Michael, we got the U.S. Tag Team titles, and yeah, we're the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions, too. And right here on this program today, we're going to take on the Hardliners in the first of the World Tag Team title tournament matches. And we're excited because we've been there before.
Dick Murdoch and Dick Slater, mighty tough customers. But, baby, don't think the king of rock and rollers won't want to roll right over the Hardliners.
I kind of want to dress up like a hardliner for Halloween
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest. It is the
and have to like go around all night. Like, no, I'm not a plumber.
World Tag Title Tournament.
Yes, the 6-man tag titles that they didn't get belts for them till right at the end.
Dirty Dick Slater, Dick Murdoch, the Hardliners.
God, they look like such perverts not wearing pants with those shirts.
And this team ranks right with them.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, accompanied by the chairman of the board of the
But like, if I were a hardliner, I would have to go around
along with the Rhodes
not wearing pants in public.
from Backstreet USA.
Not here to unclog your John. And no, I'm not one of the Three Stooges. There you go, Brian. Hey, DMP. That is a dumb rule, by the way. Like, if you win both sets of belts, as long as you're willing to defend them both, that shouldn't be a problem.
This is going to be an outstanding contest.
Yes, the Hardliners were originally the Hardline Collection Agents, because their gimmick was kind of like the APA. Originally, like their original promos were like, "We're not here to win belts or wrestle. We're here to injure people, and we will get paid for it by other wrestlers."
Boy, Buster Poindexter doesn't know anything about
I didn't even put that together, Signal. Are they supposed to be the Irish Mob? Which, that's very funny if Dick Murdoch is in the Irish Mob. But that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't even put the visual together, but that makes sense. But again, very funny you cast these two in that role.
Not at all.
Got Dick Slater, who was just around WCW in various roles for like most of the 90s.
Dismantled Scott Steiner's left arm. And Hayes trying to go.
Essentially, anytime Terry Funk wasn't in WCW, Dick Slater was. Well, we wanted to just build the dicks, but Turner wouldn't let
WCW's own version of Sam Kinison, Big Daddy Dink.
Yeah, but Sam Kinnison's nothing but a fat, ugly comedian, and Big Daddy Dink has the fabulous Freebirds backing up each and every one.
Oh, we're starting like a fake rivalry between Sam Kinison and Oliver Humperdinck. Also, really weird to see Oliver Humperdinck wear a shirt that covers his entire body.
Survival instincts of Slater. He goes right back into his
Slater and Funk didn't have heat. It's just that Dick Slater was like bootleg Terry Funk. Like Bowser said, like Wish.com Terry Funk. As my cat apparently did not like that I said that about Dick Slater. Just knocked a lamp over and glass is everywhere.
And the Hardliners double teaming Garvin on this occasion. Good elbow by Slater.
Yeah, no, so there's like a light on the table here, and Egg just came by and was like, boop.
veterans of WCW competition.
And of course she does that in the couple of hours a week that I'm broadcasting live to all of you.
Teams, managers,
Yeah, no, yeah, it wasn't like a Slater and Terry Funk had heat with each other. That's right, Mr. Wrestling 3. Dick Slater, like, loved Terry Funk. And, like, there were some territories where, like, Terry and Dick would set it up where Terry would leave, Dick would come in, and Terry would, like, either send in a promo or the commentators would just say, hey, this is my cousin, to, like, explain it.
Well, hey, I mean, if you can take a Steiner down at any given
Yeah, Dick Murdoch is a problematic, is like the definition of problematic face. Like,
impervious to pain, and we've now learned that you're not Superman. That
exactly like Dr. Tom and Roddy Piper. That's not the cat rolling around in glass, by the way. That's my lovely wife Alex cleaning it up so nobody steps in it.
About a month ago, before the tour ends in Atlanta's Omni on
We have ended the feline death match of the evening.
Steiner brothers have been advertised. You can bet that Rick Steiner will be in those matches with a mystery partner in many situations.
And we have a clip. Thank you, Dave. Also, hey babe, Brian Dermody says hi.
Boy, I tell you what, I feel badly.
Are you currently stoned, Brian? Alex is asking. Also, Stratosphere 24 says hi.
Both these teams are notorious rule breakers.
And Ruff's Wizard says thanks for sweeping up the place.
In this contest.
Brian says, matter of fact, I am.
Snap Mayer. Now Murdoch will get the advantage.
Yeah, everybody in the chat says hi now.
Right to the collarbone, to the chest. Now that one was to the head.
High-paid death cat.
Murdoch's got that right hand taped, and he means business.
Oh, both hardliners mean business, but hey, so do
all right, back to business.
Which is why this match is so interesting.
The hardliners debilitating submission moves to the arm.
If that's not a gimmick somewhere, it will be. I'll send out a few texts tonight to people I know. Be like, hey, make that a thing. High-paid death cat.
Right back to work on the arm. The hardliners have not changed their game plan, not since day one. They're collecting body parts, and they are especially.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Fonzie's a good ref?
Steiner arms.
Like Fonzie, unless I'm mistaken and he said it somewhere, I don't think Fonzie ever had plans to not be a ref. It's just that he's really funny, like really entertaining, and Paul's like, okay, you can manage now. Well, he did have that tryout in the WWF to be a referee. No, not a referee, a manager. He was gonna, who was it? I think it was Fidel Sierra and Ricky Santana. He was gonna, like, he had a tryout as a heel manager in like '94.
Murdoch missing a couple of front teeth.
And he's going to be missing a few more because the tide.
It's like watching the Republican National Convention with these two in the ring.
Our camera's taking you right inside the ring for this rather unorthodox yet intense action as Hayes was raking the eyes of Murdoch. Both these teams extremely unpopular. They are throwing caution to the wind, as the old cliche would go.
Whiskey, too, I imagine.
Well, this one, I don't know how long that this one can endure because they're throwing the heavy artillery at each other. Slater back in. Good tag by Murdoch.
That's badass, Jonathan. I knew you were there the night that Taz beat Mike Awesome, which I'm very jealous of. That's cool that Fonzie signed that ticket.
Pile driver.
Surprised somebody didn't fuck a couch during the Attitude Era. I'm sure that was pitched to Mark Henry at some point.
Near the ropes, and there you see the position.
I'm sure Mark Henry at some point. Russo was like, "You think you could get your dick in there?"
And he's stuck with those.
That's even more badass, Jonathan. You got New Jack's shirt. That's awesome.
The winner of this match will advance in the World Tag Team Title Tournament. The loser can think about it because this is a single elimination tournament.
Yeah, Michael Hayes has really good punches. They actually got a lot of really good punchers in this match.
They want to see the Freebirds
Like
use
Dick Slater's are really underrated. Jimmy's aren't
inverted
bad,
atomic drop
and then Murdoch just goes without saying.
to snuff out the offense from Garvin.
It shows you just how much hatred is in the hearts of these people for the Hardliners.
Also, it is wild that in this era they're doing a heel match and letting it go this long. Like, I'm not minding it. This is a good match.
That is fighting against them have to be the most hated pair in all of
Just didn't see it that often.
Big Daddy Dink.
A little awkward there. We're just stopping the match.
Perhaps changing some strategy with Michael.
Yeah, Michael has had a hell of a DDT. I agree with you,
Pays
Will.
off here. Collar and elbow tie up.
Yeah, exactly. You called it Tecmo. Dick Murdoch just punches you right in the mouth.
For an elbow, missed that one. And Hayes
Oh, got him in the throat with that one.
Murdoch very quickly back up. Hayes setting for the DDT. And he caught Murdoch with a DDT.
Hell of a sell there by Murdoch.
Hayes a little fatigued. He may have him here, but Slater interrupted the count. Hayes was able to execute.
Yeah, this is a hell of a little match here.
Slater interrupted the count. And now Murdoch being tossed outside by Garvin. And Hayes taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, Dick Murdoch's great at everything except treating black people like humans.
There's Slater around. These men are taking it right outside.
Well, they need to get back into the ring. You can't advance.
It's sudden death, single elimination. Now, Murdoch and Hayes, to the best of my knowledge, are the legal men, unless I'm...
That's right, Michael Hayes did use the double arm DDT. I completely forgot about
What's going on
that.
here? It's a little chaotic, to be quite frank about it. Hayes just slammed...
I know Foley got it from Japan. Like he did an All Japan tour. Saw it over there and brought it over here.
Garvin is the legal man with Murdoch, so at least we have the two legal men back in the ring.
Now, both these teams have to be very, very careful. If you get disqualified, hey, you're gone. You're out of the tournament.
And hey, look at that, a referee enforcing rules.
Hey, your history.
Nick Patrick, buddy.
Your opponents advance. You must win the match to advance in the tournament.
Garvin again with a ferocious...
Humperdinck is with the Freebirds. He was their roadie. Big Daddy Dink. The Freebirds are not baby faces here. Two heel teams.
Irish whip, that moved the ring. Oh, great veteran move.
Also, Dick Murdoch is sweating his balls off. He is moist. This is a tournament match. Yes. Look at Dick Murdoch feeling it.
That was great strategy. Murdoch with a sudden drop kick. Very unexpected.
That's how you can tell the checks were cashing, because Murdoch worked hard.
By Slater, and now Slater with his neck breaker. Another devastating move. Spinning leg lock. Now Slater trying to set.
Oh, figure four. Flair's left the town. He's out of the territory, so it's up for grabs. This is after Little Richard Marley. That was like late 1990. No, I haven't seen a Dick voice since. Yeah, that's the thing about Dick Murdoch. He brought it up, Matt P. Is like, those who knew, were like, when Dick Murdoch tried, he was one of the best wrestlers on the planet. He didn't try that often.
The losers can think about it another day. As we said, straight right hand by Murdoch, and a veteran of about as many bar fights.
Would be the Planeteers of Hate.
And his record is
racism, homophobia. God, what else?
With those patented elbows.
I think most of the crew would be homophobia at this point. Like, Brian was just the only one that was dumb enough to say it on pay-per-view.
Thought he had the brain buster, but Garvin may have slipped off, tried to pin him there.
Big Daddy Dink had the leg and wham!
And Big Daddy Dink just got popped by Dick Murdoch.
It's the same problem that, like, wrestlers who were up against, like, Gary Hart guys had. You can't punch the manager when the manager can't physically bump. Like, he just ate Dick Murdoch's best punch.
Bill Alfonso having his share of problems as we predicted.
Also, that's the shittiest clothesline I've ever seen. Big Daddy Dink looked scared to death to touch Dick Murdoch.
Well, either way, neither team advances, and they're both out of the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, both teams have been battered out of the ring. Neither team advances.
Yeah, also, the Freebirds manager was attacking Dick Murdoch. Yeah, Bobby Heenan was smart and was like, I can't take bumps, so it'd probably be stupid if I'm at ringside. Whereas Gary Hart and Oliver Humperdinck and other guys were like, nope, I'm just going to make all the baby faces look stupid. And the thing is, Michael Hayes didn't just have one manager. They gave the Freebirds him and DDP at the same time for a while. Hayes would be with Eaton and Anderson September of '92. He joined them at the 20th Clash. The Clash at Center Stage. There we go, wildfire! What's causing all this? Tommy Rich and JYD.
Their opponents total combined weight 485 pounds.
And their team name is the last two guys left in the locker room. Chuck Coates, Bob Cook, both friends of the Twitter account.
And welcome back, everyone. Jim Ross and Paulie Davidson back here at ringside here today on TBS. Don't forget, Great American Bash Tour still ongoing. Being some familiar surroundings.
Yeah, JYD's rough to watch at this point.
He had in the downtown municipal auditorium.
Chuck Coates, the man who throws jackets. That'd be a great gimmick. That's how he cheats to win. He throws his coat on you. Throws his jacket.
Chuck Coates is his partner, JYD.
Yeah, JYD wrestled up until like the week before he died. Yeah, '92 he came in like that spring, and he had lost a bunch of weight. And then like he was in and out, and then came back in '93 and put most of it back on.
Tournament next week. It will be the Enforcers, Anderson and Zbyszko meeting the Young Pistols here.
Smart move by Cook. He didn't want to get headbutted by the JYD, so he backed out.
Bless JYD's heart for still wearing the tights that were part of his LJN figure years and years after. Yeah, Bob Cook is. That's right. Bob Cook is a big supporter of the Cauliflower Alley Club. Shout out Bob Cook. Big fan of Evel Knievel, too. Bob Cook. Like a legit Evel Knievel historian.
He didn't leave quite so gracefully this time, but he did.
I think you're right, Optimum Vision. JYD was missing a tooth when he appeared in ECW. That was literally like the week before he died. Like he showed up to that ECW pay-per-view in Georgia. New Jack beat the shit out of him. He goes out to wave hi to everybody, and then like the next week he dies. And then on ECW TV, like the week after he died, they just played him walking out, having like wearing an ECW shirt because Jack ripped up the one he showed up to the building in. Hey everybody. But like in slow-mo, so you know that it's sad. And that is sad that Buddy Lindell was the only guy that showed up to his funeral. A lot of these like old school wrestler funerals, like no wrestlers don't go to their own friends' funerals, like ever.
Into a suplex.
Yeah, JYD New Jack weed money.
Second rope. Drives a fist right down to the face of Chuck Coates here on WCW on TBS. Good knee left by Tommy.
If you're so interested in what Richard Morton's doing out here,
shout out Tommy Rich for wearing the tube socks over the boots, over the top of them rather.
What were you doing out here at ringside? And I'm sure he'll be more than happy to tell you.
Maybe I will. JYD with a big time right hand. Junkyard Dog. I'd say a shade over the 300-pound mark.
JYD was so big at this point. His tights went from saying thump to tub thumping. I can't judge.
Wednesday night. Great American
like food.
Still crisscrossing America. And
Yeah, Buddy Landell, from all stories I've heard, like, he seemed like a real nice guy. It's just, yeah, like you said, he had those demons.
Coach with the right hand.
And he caught him perfectly in the throat. He didn't go for the face or the head. He went for the throat, and he might
Yes, Tommy Rich, former NWA World Champion. And no, I do not believe that he fucked Jim Barnett. Hey, Tom McCartney. Hey, we still got plenty of show. Glad to have you. Yeah, I feel you on that, Tecmo. The weight on my driver's license is from when I was like 18.
And Chuck Coates again.
And
rolling out of bounds. He may say, "I'll just throw the towel."
every time they're like, "You still that?" I'm like, "Yep, yep." Are you sure? Yep.
Right now, the team of Coates and Cook.
Oh, I guarantee the reason why people call it WCW is because Jim Ross was the voice of the company at this time. And because they had guys like Rhubarb Jones, who also had quite the twang. And because, well, look at where they ran.
That's why they call him Wildfire.
Why would I say that, Paul?
But that's what you always say when Tommy Rich does something like that.
So why the fuck is this match still going on? Why is it that every time we watch a 1991 show, Tommy Rich and the Junkyard Dog have like a 15-minute squash match? Like the last 91 show we watched, they had a 6-man with Ricky Morton that like legit went 12 minutes.
Good neck breaker by Wildfire, as would Theodore.
God, what was the name of that guy? I know who you're talking about. Not Mr. Bobby. Tommy Rich's dealer. I know who you're talking about, Matt. Yeah, it's Mr. Something. Oh, hey, look, Nick Patrick. Couldn't have told these guys, hey, go home, like 3 minutes ago.
On August the 6th, the Steiner brothers and Elegante will be on the cover, and you just might
Oh, Twitch is censoring me from telling you all the truth. There will be more AWF in the next month or two. Yes, absolutely. On a future episode of Off the Grid. Like, I think I've got Off the Grid scheduled through the end of the year as of right now.
Friday night, August 2nd, Rick Steiner will be there.
And there is some AWF coming.
Thursday, August 1st, to check out Richard Morton and the rest of the Great American Bash on tour. Missy Hyatt will be in action at the
Yeah, global GWF is a no-go unless we do it as like a Twitch only. And the reason why I do Off the Grid is because I want to like give something to the YouTube channel. Because I do a lot better on YouTube than Twitch.
Lex Luger. Barry Windham will be at the Coliseum in El Paso.
I'm with you, Mr. Wrestling 3. I much prefer WCW Jim Ross. Like, he's a human being. And not some guy that screams about that goddamn Triple H. That bastard, that son of a bitch. We will be watching that as soon as we're done with this show. You will not have to wait a whole day.
At 105 Eastern on TBS.
What a random time to be like advertising a movie for.
Monsters, heroes from the future, and aliens.
Like showing a movie at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday. That's not the movie you advertise that you want people to do. It's the replay of the third shittiest movie in your library.
Beginning Monday at 105 Eastern on the TBS Afternoon Movie.
Yeah, current Jim Ross makes me sad. I do try to kind of give him a break because of everything he's going through. But like, yeah, it's rough.
Drinking milk, developing my muscles.
Jays are bad.
Milk had made a difference. Pardon me, guys.
What? Another milk commercial. I didn't even know we had any commercials.
So as you can see, it pays to be big on milk. Milk.
As you can see, it pays to be on growth hormone.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun in extra sugar-free gum.
The long-lasting long-lasting sugar-free gum is extra with NutraSweet for extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra long time.
They're building a Model T? Yeah, milk now just gives me the shits. Back then, made your dick like this much longer and big old pecs.
Wrestling in the world is World Championship Wrestling. And now you can support your favorite World Championship Wrestling superstar with exciting gifts and souvenirs from
Like, I love the idea that the commercial actually start with just wrestling in the world. Like, it's not the best wrestling, it's just wrestling. Alright, Judas Effect, we will see you Sunday. Have a good night. Glad to have you. Hey, Shellcracker. Milk, spurs, vitamins. Yep. All things that give me the poops.
Closer. This is the look of healthy skin, and this is where you get it. Right here.
There we go, Brian. I don't have any shampoo commercials.
Noxzema cleans.
Some Noxzema. So this
down to the pores.
young girl appears to be 13 years old, so maybe don't.
Noxzema won't overstrip your skin like soap, so you get clean, healthy-looking skin. Yeah, healthy skin is in Noxzema.
Alka-Seltzer's laws of indigestion.
There we go. I need Alka-Seltzer after I drink some of that milk.
Will always be served by your in-laws.
Have some sauce.
But I used Noxzema when I was a teenager once,
Part of the body that can hurt.
and it made me break out. I have real sensitive skin.
Suffer from acid indigestion or heart.
All right, the Hav. Good night. See you later. Have a good one.
Because there's no law against fast relief.
It'd be funny if there was a law against not having the shits. There we go, York Foundation. I think, this is our qualifying match. Taylor's like, don't touch me, you such and suches.
Accompanied by the executive director of the York Foundation, Alexandra York. Ladies and gentlemen, from Vero Beach, Florida, weighing 236 pounds, the computerized man of the
It's Stridex was another one. I tried, and like my skin started turning red, and I'm like, I can't do this. Miss Shortcut, yeah, that's right. Very tan. Young, wait, what's that? Holy shit, I didn't even check this show. Turns out, we don't get to see that match. I'm so sorry. I should have checked the file beforehand. So we'll never know. We'll never know who won that match. My apologies. But before we go on to main event from the following night, if you were not here on Sunday for our Ready to Rumble stream, here's what we'll be watching Sunday on Off the Grid.
Welcome back to the NAWA on Sports Channel America. This is Joey Styles reporting and being joined right now by the president of the North American Wrestling Alliance, the Honorable Robert W. Champion.
Alright, a little bit more show tonight. WCW main event from the following night.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to TBS and the main event. Jim Ross and Missy Hyatt with you. We've got an outstanding
Missy Hyatt with
broadcast.
black
In the
hair.
Danger Zone, Paulie Dangerously will closely
Or is that a
examine
veil?
the controversial situation surrounding
Maybe a
the
veil.
Yellow Dog. Plus, we're also going to see an elimination tag team event featuring the United States Tag Team Champions, the fabulous Freebirds, and they'll be taking on.
Yeah, imagine if Jim was like, hey, for you idiots that didn't tape the end of the show last night, here's who won.
Ron Simmons, he'll take on the Diamond Stud. What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
That's right, the future jilted lovers.
Because, he's from Florida
Jim
State,
Ross
he's
and
got
Missy
that great
Hyatt.
football background. But I think he could be a world champion.
I can see
someday.
it, casual villainy. He does kind of look like Miley
He's out
Cyrus.
signing autographs. You know what? I even heard he likes small children.
I've seen him sign a lot of autographs for small children, and he's spent a lot of time in children's.
I mean, I
hospitals.
understand what she was
I don't think
saying,
that's
but
gonna
the
be a
way
downfall
she
for him.
said
He's
it,
got a big challenge here
kind
today,
of
but
made him
right
sound
now,
like a
let's
child
go to the ring on the main
molester.
event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall.
More PN news.
From Motown.
But she was talking about lore.
420
More PN news. I'm that guy right there. Oh, it's the Chicken Nuggets is my family kid.
Like a freight train going through your brain. For PN News, the posse goes insane. The posse's pumping.
I'm not kidding. I lost 6 viewers when he came out. That guy. Oh, I'm that guy now. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent.
They even bought him a special mic.
220 pounds, Paul Lee.
Of course he's wrestling Paul Lee. But yeah, that kid, the Chicken Nuggets is my family kid, is really into PN News. I'm telling you. PN News was like legit kind of over for a little bit.
Randy Anderson is the referee, and the bell has sounded. PN News certainly becoming one of the more popular athletes in World Championship
Is he doing
Wrestling.
a Blossom cosplay? Yeah, she's wrestled like 6.
Georgia, at the Georgia Mountain Center.
Ooh, right on the tailbone.
During the Great American Bash in Gainesville on
Paul Lee,
August 12th.
who worked for the Herschel Walker campaign in Georgia
One thing that's always fascinated me about this
when
big
he
guy
ran
is
for
the
office
fact
here a year or 2 ago.
that he's very, very quick and agile for a man that's 400 pounds.
One Man Gang did leave WCW instead of putting PN News over. Yes.
Strange enigma Tony Casillas.
I am a big Gary Capetta guy too. He was the voice of my childhood. Him and Tony Schiavone.
News at the nose tackle.
Look, if I were to like close my eyes and imagine wrestling from when I was a kid, I hear Gary Capetta, I hear Tony Schiavone.
Got a great future ahead of him in WCW.
Hell yeah.
Rolling
Big side roll sentons.
Lee. Unfortunately, not Paul.
Yeah, I imagine Paul Lee's social media is rough. Let's just say. Again, considering he campaigned for Herschel Walker.
So what I mean about his agility. Has no problem leaving his feet for offensive maneuvers, like the elbow drop.
Paul Lee,
The big guy
I don't. He probably doesn't do him in this match, but yes, he does do all the flair shit. Oh, big drop kick by old PN News. Now, Gary Capetta is a fun Twitter follow. He'll just like post old pictures. Oh, that was cool. Hey, PN News changing some opinions. Alright, maybe. PN News after WCW, he went to Germany. Wrestled as Cannonball Grizzly.
The music plays, and it's another
Oh! And then, I was sent some WCW lawsuit documents from that racial discrimination lawsuit a couple weeks ago. And it turns out PN News tried to get back into WCW during the NWO era, and they made him do a tryout at the power plant. And he didn't come back, so I imagine it went about how you would expect. And then he shows up in ECW for like a month in '99. Yeah, Paul Lee is still wrestling. He wrestled in Black Label Pro last year.
Pistols and the Freebirds. It's next on TBS.
More Freebirds. I hear that too about Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair was a Strom Thurmond guy, so the Freebirds butt up against the Young Pistols. Young Pistols coming out wearing little tiny leather chaps. Go butt up against the Freebirds.
Loses the fall. He will be removed from the ring area until one remaining wrestler is in the ring and will be declared the winner.
Finger guns.
Introducing from Wyoming, Steve Tracy, the Young Pistols.
They can't have last names or else they'd be old. Young people only have first names.
This coming Saturday will take on the Enforcers in the World
Armstrong Checkoff. There we go. Thank you all.
That'll be on WCW this coming Saturday night.
You can check an Armstrong off for your WCW Deep Cuts Live bingo card.
If you were with us,
Nick and Matt Pistol.
you saw the Freebirds.
There we go. Diamond Dallas Page, who has a valet.
Crazy double count out.
And the Freebirds, who have another manager. There's like 5 or 6 people coming to ringside. Yeah, Tracy rules. It's a shame he wore the stars and bars all those years. Check it out. It's Oliver Humperdinck. That makes me not feel good. It's a good point, Techno. Oliver Humperdinck and that lady could have wrestled per Freebird rules.
Referee Randy Anderson calls to the bell. As I mentioned, if you were with us last evening.
So yeah, if you didn't hear, this is an elimination tag match. Unlike most promotions that would run an elimination tag match as like, 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5, get some intrigue out of it. It's just, if you lose a fall, your partner gets the shit beat out of them by 2 guys.
As we know, 8 days ago, it was announced that the Steiners have been stripped of the titles because they could not defend them within the 30-day allotted.
Also very random that just the second match on an hour-long TV show
I know a lot of fans
has a stipulation between like 2 star teams.
knowledgeable enough to have a grievance against WCW. Should not hold WCW responsible for
I'll
that.
say it. I'll be brave enough to say it. The Young Pistols tights just look like you're kind of touching there.
That Scott Steiner was injured, but that is a part of any competitive.
Also, horrible framing on the hard cam shot. Why are you like so high up with the headroom?
Great crowd on hand here for the main event. We're so happy that you've invited us into your homes once again. As it's Steve and Jimmy Jam Garvin starting out for their respective teams.
Like the Young Pistols tights, they're flesh tone, but not their flesh.
Many times.
Like they're more of like a Hulk Hogan type tan.
And this time Garvin steps out of the way. The veteran Jimmy Jam Garvin. As you heard, he and Michael Hayes, the United States Tag Team Champions, and along with Bad Street, they are the World 6-Man Champions as well.
So wait.
Good move by Steve. Sunset
So if the Steiners can't have 2 sets of belts, why the fuck can the Freebirds have like 3? Because they got the U.S. titles, they got the 6-man titles.
Bash on tour. As the bash continues through August the 25th. When it ends in
Also,
Atlanta,
Scott was injured. I forgot.
and the Young Pistols perhaps stealing a page out of the.
But seriously, if they can't just be all of the tag champs.
Did not execute a tag.
I mean, if they want to defend them, I guess they can. I said that before, but
I'm sure
this seems unfair. Hey, Skunky Beaumont, glad to have you check in. I guarantee you, Michael Hayes looked like that many a hotel bar. I mean, yeah, the 6-man tag division is different than the tag team division, but like, I don't know.
Hair any better than Jimmy Jam? We certainly want to make sure Michael's hair is all in place.
God, I love wrestling. Is so easy. Just chant "Freebirds suck" and you're good. By the way, shout out to my SSRI gang.
Smothers with the advantage, tags in Steve Armstrong. The Young Pistols double teaming, taking Hayes down.
It's Tom McCartney. Ric Flair's done with AEW, even though they just announced they're doing a Ric Flair AEW figure, which is weird as hell.
The rope was pulled down, and he came right through the ropes, almost into the lap of our cameraman. We're kind of sorry. Kind of sorry.
Yeah, I feel like every episode of WCW Main Event for like 2 years had a Freebirds Young Pistols match.
I'm sure our fans in Atlanta and the surrounding area getting as excited as we are about the big August 25th event in the
Yeah, Jazzwares is a weird company.
will be the starting
Like,
time in the Omni on August 25th.
their distribution's super
A
weird.
new United States heavyweight champion
Like, they
will be
just,
crowned
like,
in a one-night
they'll release figures in very weird intervals. And then, like, it'll take some guys, like, 4 years to get a figure, and it's completely out of date, and then they'll just be able to, like, rush an Adam Copeland. And I get that he's going to sell more figures, but, like, I don't know.
Hey, there's an inside cradle. 1, 2, he got it.
You can DM the Deep Cuts account. I turned off DMs on my personal account because I was getting some real weird shit.
Garvin must return to the locker room. That leaves 2 young pistols against Michael Hayes. And Hayes rushing.
And like the Walmart and Target exclusives, they way over order. Like,
I think the referee is going to disqualify Steve Armstrong.
like the Walmart by our house has like literally on. They just put the boxes on the shelf at one point of all the Corazon de Leon Jericho figures. Because it's like it's a cool idea, but like, what kid is gonna walk by and want a Chris Jericho figure from CMLL?
So now it's Hayes and Tracy Smothers.
I tried a Discord and like a few people used it, but just I wasn't happen.
Right hand by Smothers. We haven't seen Hayes left yet.
Maybe I'll do a Discord here in the future. Yeah, no, I'll try it again.
Thank goodness. There's another sunset flip, but Tracy couldn't get it fully executed. Tracy caught Hayes' foot. Oh, at that time, Hayes
That was the shitty. Like, I love Tracy. That was like the shittiest punch block I've ever seen.
That left hand right to the face of Tracy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
With a clubbing blow off the second turnbuckle. Right before we went on
Yeah, the Walmart exclusives are really weird. Like, it'll be like Chris Jericho in like the purple outfit that the Inner Circle wore once. And like the Corazon de Leon that I have only seen at Walmart's, even though it's allegedly not an exclusive.
That's the wrestling hotline right now. With Missy Hyatt.
And like, I'm glad Eddie Kingston got a Walmart exclusive just because that's a cool thing. But like, they sent way too many of those to every Walmart.
Do some interesting things, to say the least, around here, and that happens to be one of them. Tracy hammers to the right hand. Irish whip to Hayes, center the ropes, and a flying elbow. Michael Hayes now in trouble.
And like, the Hangman is in street clothes.
And the enforcers.
Like,
Anderson and Zbyszko next Saturday in the World Tag Team title tournament.
kids don't want wrestlers in street clothes. Like, you send out a couple for like collectors, but you don't send whole boxes. Come on. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Those GameStop figures are priced way high.
Big Daddy Dink has the referee distracted, and here comes Bad Street.
Oh, Bad Street. They've already been cease and desisted by Disney. He's not Fantasia anymore.
Tracy had Michael Hayes beaten. Oh, the young pistols have been robbed.
Another Armstrong, if we have a bonus spot. Yeah, they made a CMLL Jericho figure. AEW did. And again, it's a cool idea. Kind of like the ROH Punk was cool, but just I don't get it being like not the rare figure.
In the left part of your screen by Big Daddy Dink.
Like, that should be the one per box, not the Ricky Starks, you know?
Here on TBS, and when we come back, Paul E. Dangerously takes a close look at the Yellow Dog on TBS.
Yeah, those Lucha figures I like. If I had like money, I would probably collect those Lucha figures. Like their Ultimo is really cool.
This is the Danger Zone. You know, this weekend on national TV, I saw one.
Look at
big
Paul's
deal. Nah,
mullet.
It wasn't Rodney
That thing is beautiful.
Dangerfield from Las Vegas. I didn't see Dice Clay's concert film. Sam Kinison didn't do another cable special. No, what I saw was a really...
Paul's just listing off every comedian he can think of.
Flying Brian Pillman once again comes out as the Yellow Dog, and each and every one of you know that it's Flying Brian underneath the mask, making a mockery of the rules. Hey, he lost a loser leaves town match. He doesn't leave WCW. He comes back.
Yeah, that's not quite a skullet though, because he's not bald enough for it to be a skullet.
6'7", 298 pounds.
It's a very unique head of hair
Beats him down like the Yellow
Paul has
Dog that he
here.
is, and he pulls that mask right off. And you and I both know that it was Flying Brian Pillman. Don't believe me? Check out the videotape.
Look at the antenna on that thing. Oh, we just get to watch this match again. Fun. This is back before there were, like, places you could watch matches on demand. So, if they wanted you to see the yellow dog in Diamond Stud twice, they were going to air it twice.
Always exhibiting tremendous
The Diamond Stew, as we dubbed him earlier.
Both men missing the clotheslines.
Oh, high knee.
Got the big man down on one knee. Couple of thunderous chops.
Thunderous chops. Ooh.
Oh, great. He's behind you.
And they don't even replay the cool flapjack.
The masked man is on the floor. A drop kick right off the top. Diamond Dallas Page. His drop kick off the apron. Yellow dog now.
Look at him.
He is howling before this tremendous crowd.
What was it? Skyline Chili? God, that fucking chokeslam sucks.
And now he's got the mask off.
He got it off. He got it off. Get it close up. Get it close up.
He yanked it off the top.
He's got the mask. But the Z-Man has taken his shirt off. It's covered up.
The Z-Man is Jim Ross on that episode between thinking about Big Josh by the pool and just yelling out, the Z-Man is taking his shirt off, by God.
I hear all the rumors that there are stacks and stacks of tens of thousands of letters pouring in each and every day to the offices of World Championship.
Tens of thousands of letters.
Reinstate Flying Brian Pillman. Please, the guy got a raw deal. He got such a raw deal. Why is he parading around making a mockery of the rules as the yellow dog? Why is Flying Brian, for every man that sat down and slaved over that rule book back in the 1950s, why does this...
Oh, they're using the old NWA rule
a
book.
criminal like his hero Pete
So no
Rose
karate
make a
thrusts.
mockery of the rule book? If Paul E. Dangerously was in charge of WCW, and hey, everybody out there knows that I should be, I would rip that mask
Oh,
off
Z-Man
that punk,
absolutely
and I'd send him back
would
to
have been in the
Cincinnati where he
crowd.
belongs. Because Flying Brian,
Punk
I don't care
squad.
how many cards and letters you get, you're not fooling anybody, especially not Paulie Dangerously. And now, because I like you, check out the WCW Top 10.
That's nice of you, Paul.
Here's a look at the new World Championship Wrestling Top 10 rankings for the current week as compiled by promoters and members of the WCW Board of Directors. The number 10 man
I love
new
this
to the top
song.
10 this week,
Love
the
this
natural
song.
Dustin Rhodes from Austin, Texas. He's preceded by the number 9 man, the former World Television Champion from Huntsville, Alabama.
I love how Bobby
Beautiful
just
Bobby.
lost his last
Number 8
name for a
man,
year.
Johnny B. Bad.
'Cause he was
from
John.
Georgia, preceded by the number 7 man, the World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin, down 1 notch this week. Up 2 notches this week in the number 6.
Yeah, Ole Anderson comes into the office. Why are there all these fucking letters?
Holding fast at number 5, 7'7" El Gigante. The number 4 man is Ron Simmons out of Warner Robins, Georgia. The number 3 man is
I'd
Sting.
love for there to be a
Preceded by the
wrestler
number
whose
2 man in the
nickname
rankings
is like
this week,
7'7"
The number
but like
1
he's
ranked
5'8".
contender is Barry Windham.
Like not even like doing like a make-believe giant gimmick. Just his nickname's just 7'7". Crushing action from the Hardliners. Why is there an extra space in between Hardliners and the exclamation mark? Elegante, I don't think was ever meant to be good. Like, could you imagine being born in a body that big and like being good at falling down on purpose?
Their opponent's total combined weight, 442 pounds. First from Bear Creek, Texas.
Ooh, Sam Houston.
From Indianapolis,
Rick Ryder making Sam Houston look huge.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TBS and the main event. Jim Ross.
I love their
back with you.
friendship.
I'll be joined a little bit later here.
Giving a real good like bro
Hardliners, as
thing.
you heard us talk about a little bit earlier, and the Freebirds involved in quite a matchup here last evening on WCW. Both teams being eliminated from the World Tag Team Title Tournament.
Like I get that they were always like, "Oh, Sam Houston needs to put on size. We can't push him." He was fine, like a little skinny, but he looked like an adult.
But they're just as interested in putting Rick Steiner on the shelf with his brother, it would seem, as they are of winning the World Tag Team Championship. There's the exchange. Murdoch in, or out rather, and Slater in. Front face lock to a neck breaker on Sam Houston.
It's always a good thing when a dick goes out, dick goes in.
They have your cabin next to Murdoch.
If they do it fast enough, in 9 months we'll have a baby. A little baby hardliner.
Vociferously. They'd probably be snoring so loud it would shake the rafters. Remove wallpaper. Bruise Cruise is indeed going to be a lot of fun, but
Now we're fantasy booking the hardliner sleeping habits. That Dick Murdoch has sleep apnea.
He'll be with us on that. Sunset flip by Sam Houston. Really ineffectual as far as Murdoch is concerned. Murdoch coming back with some straight right hands.
A little pony on Sam Houston's underwear there. A little pony.
Houston retaliates with a right hand of his own.
Yeah, I imagine these three got shit-faced at the bar after the show.
They're not going to win any bodybuilding.
And I imagine they probably just put little Rick Ryder in like a shelf. Yes, LJH.
These guys are tough. They're hardened veterans. They'll pay the price to get.
No, I think it's supposed to be a horse because he's a cowboy.
I don't agree with their tactics.
That'd be funny if it was like a chestnut.
You cannot.
Sam Houston was like a secret, like Bobby Fischer type.
Tough veteran athletes. There's a tag.
Yeah, Dick Murdoch, after this run, got paid to go around bars and promote beer. Yes, that is Jake Roberts' half-brother, Sam Houston.
Had a chance to see the advanced copy of
Them and their sister, Rockin' Robin.
Newsstands August the 6th. Around the
Great sell. I love that.
First time a exclusive WCW magazine has been made available on national newsstands. That will be on August the 6th. It's a great magazine. It's full color. Very, very...
Yeah, Sam Houston. Yeah, Sam Houston and Jake both got the height from Grizzly. All right, Signal. Glad to have you here. We'll see you. Hopefully, see you Sunday. If not, we'll see you next Tuesday. Have a good night. All right, Twitch threw in an ad for toilet paper and almond milk.
Hammered Sam Houston.
Apparently, there's whoever, like the AI that runs the ads. Listen to me ramble about having the shits from being lactose intolerant.
For their opponents, they like to hurt people. They like to win by submission. Ryder shoulder rammed into
Oh! That one looked rough.
Well, this may just be a matter of time now. For Rick Ryder's sake, I hope so. Wide base, pulling the shoulder, almost out of socket. Ryder has...
That looks like I was about to give him shit for being like, oh, it's just an armbar for a submission. But that was a good-ass armbar.
The main event continues on TBS. Don't go away.
More on the main event, space, exclamation mark. That bugs the shit out of me.
Welcome back, everybody, to TBS here on the main event. Jim Ross and Missy Hyatt back with you. Still to come, our feature.
Missy looking like she's about to go hang out with the Russo family.
For the World's Heavyweight
Not
Championship,
Vince.
an awesome athlete from Florida State University in Warner Robins, Georgia, Ron Simmons. He'll be faced by the 6'7", 298-pound Diamond Stud. And Missy, a fan asked me the other day if Missy Hyatt had ever been approached to be a Diamond Doll.
Well, you know, Jim, I haven't.
No, but she was approached one time to be an Okie Babe.
I would have won, hands down, because, you know,
Yes.
I am the perfect woman. But to answer your question,
Okay, that is not a veil. That is Missy's hair.
All right. Another thing that you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that you think that Ron Simmons paying attention to the fans could be his downfall?
of course it could be. He's a great athlete. He doesn't need the fans. As a matter of fact, you know, in Tallahassee...
But Missy's a heel here, technically, even though she was a babyface at the Great American Bash against Paul Lee around this time. Oh, I know arm bars hurt. It's more like the guys who just kind of, you know, the shitty arm bars I'm talking about, where the guy just puts the arm underneath the armpit and just sits there. I know that a real arm bar can hurt like a mother. Like the arm bar Dick Slater put that dude in? Oh, that looked like it hurt like a mother bear. Like, there's some lazy, shitty armbars in wrestling. That's what I mean. Here we go. DDP again with the diamond stud. Yeah, that's a good point. That woman went missing. Where is she? What did you do with her?
I said kill that music. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page here with the man who is chiseled stone.
As Brian brought up earlier, DDP looking very acid washed.
Where's that girl who applied for the job earlier? Come on up here, honey.
Bedazzled fanny. Oh, stop pointing at me.
For a woman to handle this man on the road. Now I want you, it's a little chilly in here, I see.
There we go.
Slow down, slow down. What I want you to do is give him time to unbuckle himself, and then I want you to slowly and sensually tear these pants off him.
Imagine they had to like press the mute button so Jim Ross wouldn't do that. Oh, God.
Marvelous, but see ya.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of this whole situation.
Jim Ross doing his finest acting, pretending to be disgusted that woman was brought to the ring. Cowboy emoji.
We'll be broadcasting this Saturday from Tallahassee, Florida on World Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, Doom's music is awesome. It's up there. I don't know if it's top 5, but it's definitely up there. Good music. Oh, JR is so much hornier than Lawler. I think Kenny Omega stole Brad Armstrong's hair. Especially like Brad's like 80s more.
WCW Top 10. He's really been working out diligently for his matchup in the Omni in Atlanta on Sunday, August 25th. That's the last Great American Bash of this year. And Ron Simmons will wrestle for wrestling's richest prize, the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship. And I'll talk to him about that this coming Saturday right here on TBS. Simmons and the Diamond
Mike Atkins, and the accumulation of all the other referees, is the referee here.
Diamond Stud at 298 and 6'7". A little bit larger than Ron Simmons.
Yeah, Brad, there's like screen grabs of like the NWA Saturday evening TV show that have made their way on like social media where like Brad looks exactly like Kenny Omega. It is frightening. Yeah, Scott Hall is a monster. Like, yeah, Ron Simmons, you know, college football star, dwarfed by Scott Hall. All right, Bootable, Dustin, glad to have you back. And yeah, please don't be a stranger. Have a good night. See you soon. Yeah, I don't think the Steiners fucked with the... Yeah, Doom. No. I don't think that would have been smart. Ron Simmons isn't a guy you fuck with, even if you're a Steiner.
United States heavyweight champion. So the fans that are making plans on being with us in the Omni on August 25th are going to see a tremendous night. They'll see a new U.S. heavyweight champion crown. They'll either see the last appearance of Elegante or see the one-man gang get his head shaved.
Yeah, that's about the time that Gang was like, nope, I'm out. Actually, no, he stayed, or he did get his head shaved. No. Elegante. Yeah, I think, yeah, one-man gang got his head shaved too. That's right, I remember that line. I'm unfuckwithable. Yes. Yeah, you don't fuck with Ron Simmons. It's the dumbest thing one could do.
Simmons, though, can use some great scientific maneuvers as well, so he is not a one-dimensional athlete. I would say that man, the Diamond Stud, is more one-dimensional than Simmons.
Oz is there. He debuted at Super Brawl in May. But the thing is, because his entrance was so intricate, he wasn't on TV like after Super Brawl for like weeks. I think until like the next Clash.
did pull the
And then
hair
after
back.
that, they were like, yeah, we can't do this all the time. And then he just became a guy.
Of course not. Save your breath, ref. Unless you catch him, it's not going to do you
Save
any
your
good.
breath, ref.
Again, another hair pull. Again, the referee was caught out of position. Tremendous crowd looking on here on the main event. Diamond Dallas Page.
How the hell did he see through those things?
Page becoming about as
Like, it doesn't even look like there's lenses, and it's just like a black piece of plastic.
There's an intense athlete right there. Since Simmons signed his contract, will he wrestle Lex Luger in the Omni on August 25th? The only thing I can say on the downside is that that's all this man has been thinking of. And that sure puts him in a position to be knocked off the perch, so to speak, by the Diamond Stud.
Jesus, Scott Hall is so big. Such a big human being. Yeah, Scott Hall has admitted he took advantage very much of the fact that WCW did not drug
From
test.
his nose tackle position.
Yeah, Flair's not back until February '93. He came back right at the ass end of the Bill Watts
But the Diamond Stud indeed
dictatorship.
has a leverage advantage with that height. Test of strength by two of the youngest stars in WCW.
I must say, Ron Simmons must have been real sure that he was not going to shit himself wearing those tights. Alright, well, take her easy. Good luck selling art this weekend. Have a good one.
Advantage, the Diamond Stud in control here.
And this is our main event of the night, of the evening.
Been signed, beautiful Bobby to take on Richard Morton. And one of the big feature events.
Now, just get a real good close-up of those hands. My hands.
Wrestling match. Those guys are not of the power wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was like, I don't need to have a... My body doesn't need to look incredible second time. I'm getting paid so much money. And they're not going to not push me. And plus, he's gigantic, even off the gas.
Diamond Stud rose out of bounds. Indeed, to stop the momentum that has almost just getting underway by Ron Simmons.
God, look at those traps.
Timely exit by the Diamond Stud. And Diamond Dallas Page wanting a timeout.
Hey, Henry. It's the danger zone. All Paulie.
Sit down, you pencil neck geek, and shut your mouth.
Now Diamond Dallas Page with an original remark. I really apologize on behalf
And I
of
put some real
WCW
oomph
for the
behind
abuse
those punches.
Sometimes these guys perpetrate on our great
You
fans.
can hear DDP outside the ring louder than the commentators.
Succession of them by the Diamond Stud. Putting Simmons down on one knee. The Diamond Stud showing great power.
All right, LJH. I'll see you soon. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.
Simmons being choked. Diamond Stud really not adhering to the rules. Another right hand by Diamond.
Shoot, I did not mean to do that. Sorry.
Big run with those right hands.
Hey, is Home Oprius? I apologize for not catching that. Couldn't quite see your name, but thank you so much for the follow.
Not sure he was going for a sleeper or a clothesline, but his raw power.
And Scott Hall was always just a big freaking human being. You look at pictures of him in like school. He's big. Of course, we need a ref bump here.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Wait, why? What? What? I don't. What? What happened? Why does that count? I'm so confused. What? They just did like
Well, I don't understand that whatsoever.
shitty chewing magic with.
It's not in the match.
The ref was disoriented, but they didn't poke both of his eyes out with railroad spikes.
The referee was in a dazed state.
Yeah, let's go with that, Jim. Sure.
Dallas Page fans will be back.
Stay tuned for more on the main event. In other words, there's not another match. We're just talking, just hosting.
Thanks for staying with us here on TBS and the main event. Miss, have you had a good weekend?
Of course I have.
Big night last night, Saturday night in Atlanta.
You know what? As a matter of fact, it was. You know, I was out
Managers can get pinned too.
in Atlanta.
Yeah, just include them.
What?
There was a WCW superstar out where he shouldn't have been. And I would tell everybody here, but if you call me on the hotline tonight, I'm just going to tell on him.
You could get somebody in a lot of trouble. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Fans, next
No,
week
that was
on the
Mike
main event should be a
Atkins,
tremendous
surprisingly enough,
matchup.
not Nick
They're old
Patrick.
rivals, but
You'd
this
think
time
it was
the
Nick
roles have been
Patrick,
reversed. It will
as
be
much as he
Richard Morton
sucks.
of the York Foundation taking on beautiful Bobby Eaton. Should be a tremendous matchup. What's your prediction on that one?
Well, Miss York is head of the York Foundation, so of course the York Foundation's going to win.
Obviously, Missy has patched up her.
Again, she was
small
supposed to be a
differences with Miss
babyface
Alexander York.
at the
Fans,
last
it'll be a great
pay-per-view.
broadcast next weekend. Want to say happy birthday to my daughter Casey. She's 15 years old today.
Happy birthday.
Fans, we'll see you.
Happy birthday,
Saturday night.
Casey Ross. Hogan pinned Ric Flair in a match involving Flair and Vader. I believe is what you're thinking of, Henry. All right. That's it. We're done for the night. Last 2+ hours. Thank you all so much for joining me. That's a lot of you. Again, second week in a row, just blowing away record numbers. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me the last 2 hours watching some WCW. Again, I'll be back Sunday on both YouTube and Twitch. If you're watching the YouTube VOD, I'll be live on YouTube Sunday for Off the Grid. And then I'll be back here next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for WCW Deep Cuts Live. We're going to go back to the year 1994 to watch some Saturday nights. But as I always like to end these, even if you don't make it here, just make it to next Tuesday, 7 days. I know life sucks, and it's hard. I struggle through it as much as anybody, trust me. I have those intrusive thoughts, I have the anxiety, suffer from generalized depression, etc. Life sucks. But if we could just make it to next Tuesday, that's all I'm asking. I'm going to try my hardest, and I hope you do too. This has been WCW Deep Cuts Live. I'm Tom, right there. I'm tired. I'm going to get some sleep. Good night.